Okay, this is another Facebook question for the brother Snefiro Senani. What's the question, Snefiro?
Is this the place Yaqub's parents came from, Shambhala and Al-Qatar? Also, the 24 Elohim in the Bible, they said they made man after our image and likeness. Now, he is one of us. Tell me exactly what that means. Okay. When you speak of Yaqub's grafted devil, you have different races of beings and sub-races here on this planet. Of the three major races, which are the three major races that are left on the planet, you have the Nagaru, which are the dark-skinned, woolly hair, us. Then you have the Mengalu, which are the hollow hair, slant eyes, the Chinese, Mongoloids, Japanese, Vietnamese, Koreans. Then you have the Caucasus, which are your Celtic, melanin recessive beastman races. Okay, devils in human skin. Now, from amongst them, you have your Flugerods, which are your Norwegians, your Denmark, your Holland, your Sweden. They have the features of tall, of course, Caucasian skin, blonde hair, thin features, sharp, straight teeth. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught that Yaqub's grafted a devil that was weak and wicked to rule the world for 600 years. And what he meant by that was, in those days and time, the beings who lived in Shambhala and Al-Qatar, which are the world in the center of this world. Yes, our world is hollow, and it has a central sun, which is how you explain the northern lights called the aurora borealis, because of the reflection of the energy of the central sun reflecting off the electromagnetic grid in the atmosphere in the North Pole. It reflects off and gives off their light show. And these beings, amongst these beings, you had a race called the T-Rose, which were your cone heads. They were caramel complexion, caramel pigment, and had cone-shaped heads. You also had a race called the Danakil. They were dark-skinned, woolly-haired beings, and they were our cousins, also being progenited from our ancestors, Han's daughter. Okay, the Danakil had very large craniums, and the T-Rose were at war with a race called the D-Rose, or they were very big, obese, elephantine-type creatures with pink, pale skin, and they were very warlike and aggressive. And so the T-Rose came to the Danakil in order to give them some assistance in their war against the T-Rose for help. And so in order to intermingle, what they would do, which is still a common practice here, is marry two tribes together by marrying two prominent figures from each tribe. But the daughter of the leader of the T-Rose, who was supposed to marry one of the Danakil, didn't want to because she was in love with another Danakil. So they ran away to the surface. They were actually banished. One ran away and the other one was banished to the surface. When they got here, they gave birth to a son. That was Yaqub. Yaqub had the head of two men, the size of two men, two brains, because of the combination of the T-Rose tight cone-shaped head and the Danakil's large cranium-shaped head. Extraterrestrials from the Aldebaran star constellation, having their own agenda, came, activated his brain, both his brains at the same time, and put him on the agenda of creating this being who would be weak and wicked. And so he took dark-skinned beings and he continuously bred them by separating them, taking them on a ship that circled the continent of Africa, or ships, we should say, that circled the continent of Africa and constantly bred down, breeding the weakest of the genes, the lightest skin of the genes, the lighter gene, continuously for 600 years, until he came out with the Flugerod, a devil weak and wicked, for the purpose of having an army to conquer and to seek revenge against the families of the T-Rose and the Danakil who had previously banished his parents to the upper world. He never was able to see that to fruition. Yes, the scientists who followed him finished the experiment and did breed, by genetic manipulation, the Flugerod, who does exist today. But Yaqub never actually lived to see it. He died before they had a chance to finish.